Hello everybody, my name is Null, and in today's video we're going to be going over 10 tips for building an Ark Survival Evolved. Before we start the video, if you wouldn't mind, please smash those like and subscribe buttons. And with that, let's jump into today's video. Okay, so for this tip, I'm going to be showing you how to perfectly place things. You're going to want to start out by climbing the ladder, grabbing the object that you want to place, getting it close enough to yourself that you can see it, by going into the panoramic view by pressing the button that I've placed on screen there for you, and just using this to place yourself. What this does is it prevents you from really being able to rotate things at all and just keeps them perfectly straight. When you're in panoramic view, it gives you a nice view so you can kind of see where you're placing everything. It's going to work for multiple structures as long as they're not too close to you like this bed is here. This trick will not work if you have ceilings on your base when you're doing this that are less than 3 walls high. If they're 2 walls high or lower, it will try and place them on top of the walls. But yeah, it's a very nice trick for trying to keep things nice and straight. But for this tip, I'm going to show you how to stack foundations. I'm going to start out with a base of however many you want. You want to go 2 walls high, 1 ceiling out. And take your pillar, get a lower snap point right there, and then just go ahead and place your foundation on top of that. Then you're welcome to just go ahead and destroy these, and then add your extra snap points, and then rinse and repeat if you want to continue to snap these. I feel like this would be pretty useful in something like PvP where you just really want to be annoying. Yeah, you can just continuously stack these. I do believe there's a limit to how far you can go with this. I've never really tested it myself. I've never needed to increase it that high. That is how you stack foundations. Okay, so for this tip, I'm going to be showing you how to offset foundations. So we're just going to start with a quick build. To do this, there's going to be multiple different snap points, so there's going to be different ways to do it for the front and the sides. So we're going to start with one of the sides. We're going to try and get our pillar to snap to the highest point in between the 2 foundations. To do that, you just set it off here. Go ahead and destroy the pillar. Do the same thing on the other side. For the front and the back, however, you cannot just snap it between the 2 pillars. So to solve this issue, what we do is we're just going to grab a wooden fence foundation and just create a snap point. This, because of the fence foundation, is going to create a lower foundation. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize that trick I showed you earlier. Build up too tall here. And then now we've got our new snap points. And there you go, that's how you offset foundations. So this tip's gonna seem kind of simple, but this is how you are going to snap pillars to the corners of foundations since there's no natural snap points. You just put down your foundations, grab a wooden fence foundation, lay it on there, and that will now create a snap point on the corners for you. You can also do this to snap dinosaur gateways perfectly if you want to do that, and it'll work around the entire build if you'd wanted to do it that way. And there you go, you can snap pillars to the corners of foundations. Okay, so for this trick, I'm going to be showing you how to make layered walls. You're going to want to start out with a left sloped wall. This is the only wall it's going to work with, but you can use any material. I'm just using thatch since these are just going to get destroyed later. You're going to want to rotate it using the button listed on the screen below. You're going to want to place them all the way around your structure, like so. Basically what this is doing is creating multiple snap points for us to be able to place our walls. But then you're going to want to try and get the inner snap point, and then again rotate your wall, Build the inside wall first. Go ahead and do what I just did, that's alright. Just pick up your wall, place down your replacement real fast, then continue on. And then just continue this process until you've managed to build it all the way around. Can be a bit tedious, but if you're somebody who cares about the way that your base looks, you just really want to be a perfectionist, this is the way to do it. It's also a really good technique if you're doing PvP to double layer your walls, making it a little bit harder to get inside of your base, or at the very least just being a little bit annoying about it. Once you've got the inside walls done, you just want to come along the outside and then just destroy all of those thatch by replacing your new walls. There are multiple techniques to layer your walls, but I really prefer this one since it kind of makes your stone walls the same height. And there you go, that's what the finished product looks like. I like this because it allows you to have the stone finish inside and outside compared to having the ugly, you know, wooden interior. Okay, so for this tip, I'm going to be showing you how to place your water pipes and taps where they're more or less invisible. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to start out by placing a ladder here, some stairs below it, climb up your ladder, pull out your intersection, go to the panoramic view using the button below, up off the ladder. What it's going to do is use the ladder or the staircase here to create a snap point. I'm going to go right about here, place my pipes, and snap your water lines. I like to do mine right down the middle here, but you can also snap them essentially at all points. Actually remove the staircase and the ladder because you no longer need those, and cover them all up with foundations if you'd like. From there, you're just going to want to run your pipes the rest of the way to the water source. And then now you'll be able to see that these are now irrigated, and you don't have to see any of those pipes, anything like that. I know this bothers some people, doesn't really get to me all that much, but that is a way for you to hide your water pipes. Okay, so for this tip, we're going to be going over hatch frames. I know to some people this may seem sort of simple, but I've seen a lot of people struggle with this one, so that's why we're going to go over this one. But the way that hatch frames work is they only have one snap point for the ladder. So if the hatch frame snaps to a left wall, it will allow you to attach the ladder to the back. Snaps to the back wall, it will allow you to attach the ladder to the right. Snaps to the right wall, it'll allow you to attach the ladder to the front, and if it snaps to the front wall, it'll allow you to snap the ladder to the left. So say in this structure we want to attach our ladder to this back wall. This is not going to work. It's going to try and snap to the right hand side right here. So what we need to do is remove our hatch frame, and then we need to construct a wall on the left here. Make sure you're getting these snap points correct. And then once you lay that down, you will now have that ladder to the backhand side. Say, however, we were to have gotten that snap point incorrect. This would have technically been a right-hand wall, and it would have snapped to the front of this. So the snap frames with hatch frames can be quite a pain, but once you have them memorized, it's not so bad. So just remember that when you are building with hatch frames, because that is a very useful tip. So for this tip, I'm going to be showing you how to make intersecting walls, as you can see here. This one's probably a little bit more complicated than most. We'll just start out with like a quick 3x3. You're going to want to start with a ladder. Grab a fence support. Bring it in as close as you can. Use the panoramic view. I will list the key below to kind of find a good position for your fence support and place it. You want to hop down with the snap points. Cycle snap points using the buttons listed below on the screen. Once you've done that, you're going to want to come over to this corner as well. Climb up again. Use that panoramic view to find a good spot. You want to practice with this until you find like the best spot for you and your alignment. Then once you've got the intersection, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, well, you can remove these ladders now, you're done with them. You want to place your metal walls. And then when you get to the actual intersection part, what you're going to want here is doorways. I do not believe that double doorways will work, so you'll just have to use regular doorways. And toggle your snap points until you get them in the right spot. Then you can just replace these with walls. And now you've got intersecting walls. So now instead of continuing to use the ladder and go up and down, etc., what you can do is use these snap points from the already existing fence supports. Create these additional snap points. Remember though, every intersection point you're going to want to use the doorways or it will not work. So like right here, for example, we're going to want these. Snap our walls. And continue on. And essentially just rinse and repeat throughout the process. And then you can make an entire room like this if you want to. You can just make certain snap points if you'd like. It has its uses in building for sure. Okay, so here's our next tip. This one's going to be more of a design tip, but I think it can really send some of these base builds over the top, and it's a fan favorite for me. So we're going to go ahead, place a ladder down, grab a rug, and kind of make sure that we're getting ourselves nice and even and straight. Line it up. This doesn't have to be placed on a foundation, but I'm just using this as an example because it's nice and easy and flat. Back over here. Place another ladder. Now we get this nice rug floor. What you're going to want to do is hit it with a paintbrush. I like to use the forest green color and paint the rug. Paint the entire rug. Our ladders. And there you go, you've got kind of a nice grass look. I really like to use this along the outsides when I'm trying to build a nice scenic view, and I really like to use this for just kind of adding decoration to things. So yeah, you can use that to kind of make a grassy type of texture. Okay, so for this next tip, I'm going to be showing you how to make a light ball. These balls are extremely useful if you live in like a dark cave. You probably wouldn't even need more than maybe one or two of them. The reason I'm facing away from it right now is I wanted you to see what it looks like, and then I will show you how to build one. As you can see, it quite lights up an area. This is with my bloom and light shafts and everything turned all the way down. Gamma's all the way down, so this thing's really just kind of a light ball. So let's get into how to build this thing. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like during the day. You don't really necessarily need to have all of the vertical pipes here. You do need to leave the one attached, main one here. Otherwise, that's what's going to happen. So you're going to want to start with a base. We're going to make ours same one as we did before, 4 high. You're going to want to place a water reservoir. Snap right here to the top. There you go. And then after this, it's very simple. You're just going to need a bunch of tech lights, and you're just going to snap them all over this thing. And for some reason, it creates this orb around it. This is a lot easier to do when you're able to just fly around like I am in creative mode right now, but with things like the Sonoma crops and the tech suit, it's really not that difficult to do. But it's very, very helpful to have. I actually originally made this for our Secret Santa event last year, and a lot of people were asking questions about it. So I figured I would add this to this hint, or these tips, to show people how to make this. Well, yeah, you just set these all around it. I would suggest turning them on as you place them, just so that it's easier and you make sure that they're all turned on. Honestly, without as bright as it is, you probably don't need all of them turned on. You get the full effect, but that's just generally like a good tip, is to try to turn them on while you're building this. So usually get your power source going first. Additionally, you can color these with a spray gun. So if you wanted this thing to be red, yellow, green, blue, purple, whatever color you choose, after you've got them placed and you've turned them all on, just come by with a spray gun and just start shooting everything with that spray gun, and you'll end up with a giant glowing light of what other color you want. But yeah, that's just essentially it. You just continue to just go around this thing, snapping these tech lights everywhere. I'm just doing this real quick, not trying to make it look perfect or anything, just kind of let you guys see what it would look like as you build one. But they're not that high effort at all, and like I said, they're primarily really good for the dark caves if you need the extra light. But as you can see, it maybe takes like a minute or so to build one of these, and they add like a really cool effect. So yeah, that's how you make your giant light balls. And again, you can remove the water pipes, the one attached to it, or it crashes to the ground and breaks. If today's video has taught you anything, or if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider dropping a comment down below. Thanks for watching.